We have studied these frequency bands in previous videos. Each frequency band utilizes particular propagation path. LF, MF and HF has additional propagation path present but is not normally utilized. LF and MF propagates as surface waves. It also travels to the ionosphere, but due to high ionization levels, LF and MF frequencies are absorbed and do not produce sky waves. HF band propagates as sky waves and gets refracted by an ionosphere. HF also follows the Earth's surface, but due to high frequency, it attenuates quickly and do not give surface waves. VHF and above bands has high energy, causing it to penetrate the ionosphere, and it propagates as space wave. We have already seen that during daytime, LF and MF bands do not produce sky waves, as D layer absorbs these frequencies. So, receiver is only receiving surface waves. But during night time, D layer disappears, E layer has less ionization, and it causes LF and MF frequencies to get refracted by an E layer, and sky waves are produced. So, receiver relying on the surface wave reception is also receiving sky waves produced by LF and MF, causing interference at the receiver. It is also known as fading. When the path of radio wave is tangential at the surface of the Earth, at both transmitter and receiver, it will give maximum range. Multi-hop sky wave occurs when the wave is refracted at the ionosphere. Then this sky wave is reflected back from the surface of the Earth to the ionosphere again. This is like a continuous process. Multi-hop sky wave can achieve ranges of half of the diameter of the Earth. For short-range communications between the aircraft and the ground, VHF communication systems are ideal over the land areas. But over oceans or uninhabited land areas, long-range systems are required. So to achieve ranges of 2000 to 3000 nautical miles using the surface wave propagation would require low frequencies. But communication systems utilizing these frequencies has several limitations. Due to limitations of surface waves and not having satellite communications fully implemented, the only practical solution for long-range communication is HF communication utilizing skywave propagation. First returning skywave is ideal frequency for long-range communication as it contains less static due to shortest path traveled through the ionosphere. This is known as maximum usable frequency. Any frequency higher than maximum usable frequency will penetrate through the ionosphere and escape. As we know, ionization intensity fluctuates. So, for example, a decrease in ionization will increase in skip distance, which will cause loss of signal since skip distance is beyond the receiver's range. So, compromise frequency is used known as optimum working frequency. Frequency for long-range communication required at night is roughly half that required by the day because ionization is lower at night compared to the daytime. As frequency increases, skip distance increases. So, for shorter ranges, we need to use lower frequency, and for long ranges, use higher frequency. For VHF and above frequency bands, propagation path is line of sight. Certain atmospheric conditions can cause this radio wave to bend downward towards the surface of the Earth and give increase in line of sight range. This is known as super refraction. On the other hand, certain atmospheric conditions can cause this radio wave to bend upward away from the surface of the Earth and give decrease in line of sight range. This is known as subrefraction. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.